This is AmateurLogic, episode 109 for October 15th, 2017, our 12th anniversary. This episode of AmateurLogic was brought to you by MFJ, the world leaders in ham radio accessories at mfjenterprises.com, and by Icom. Heard it, worked it, logged it. See how Icom can help you make the most out of contest season. Hi, welcome to AmateurLogic episode 109 for our 12th anniversary special. I'm George.
I'm Tommy.
Happy anniversary. I'm Emile.
And I'm Mike.
And Mike is standing in for Peter tonight. Peter couldn't be with us. He's been feeling a little under the weather this week. We won't go into it because it'll probably make the bloopers already. So, Peter, hope you get to feeling better soon, and planning on seeing you back here with us next month. Mike, you've been a busy fella, I guess. Now that you're teaching at the school there,
the Hawkins AV school.
Yeah, can I come borrow the Heath kit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been really busy, and actually, it's given me some time to work on a few projects. So it's been good that way, but in other respects, not so much. Started a new job it hasn't been a year yet, but that's keeping me really busy. So I haven't had a lot of time to do much else.
New company or new job at the same company?
Same place, same department, different role.
Okay,
So,
well, cool. Hopefully it's a good one for you.
Yeah. It has been a tough week at work, Tommy. I've spent a lot of time at the transmitters this week. No, I won't use that joke again. It'll be in the bloopers. So.
I'm sure.
However, it's been one of those kind of weeks, and I'm sure all of you will understand what I'm talking about, where you're wearing electric tape Band-Aids. You know, has anyone here ever worn an electric tape Band-Aid before?
I've not used electric tape one. I've had a Scotch tape one before.
That'll work too. You know, that's when you're working out in the field somewhere and you cut yourself and you don't have any Band-Aids, so you just take a piece of paper towel or whatever you got, and because you always got some electric tape, you put one together.
Scotch 33?
Yes, Scotch 33 is recommended. The 88's just a little bit stiff. You can't bend your knuckles as good. But, yeah. Busy week. What about you? You've been out in Dallas, haven't you?
Yeah, same old, same old. It's just been kind of a routine week for me.
Yeah.
Hold on, that might be the phone.
Yeah, surely not. Surely, I mean.
Is that your transmitter?
Everything was going so smooth. No, it doesn't call that phone. Oh. That's probably some spam.
Did we mention this is the Friday the 13th episode?
It's Jason calling.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I've got the solution, though, Tommy. And here it is right here.
You think that's going to help?
Yeah.
Nice.
It hasn't got that bad yet.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it has. It's,
you got the big ones, too, man.
Yeah, it's WB, Wayne's beer. I got the mosquitoes.
Party on, George.
Up. Yeah. Party on, Tommy. These are Wayne left here at field day, so, you know, it's an anniversary special, so, and they've already hit the expiration date because I looked at the bottom of them earlier.
Did they really?
I think just barely. So I'm sure they're fine. It's just maybe not quite as tasty as they normally would be. Emile, what's been going on down south there? You just had a hurricane, didn't you?
Well, yeah, we've been watching a few of them come through, Texas and then Florida and then Mississippi. got its share last week, and we've been doing a lot of preparing, and we thought that last one was coming right through Slidell, in fact, but we kind of lucked out, and it went to the east of us. But we were prepared nonetheless, and me and Mike must be on the same schedule. I just started another job too, so that's what's been keeping me busy for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys lucked out as far as that last hurricane. Luckily, there was some damage, but could have been a lot worse than it was.
Absolutely.
So it was pretty weak considering.
Oh, yeah, it was. And, we didn't really get anything here. They were kind of preparing us for it a few days in advance. And, it actually, I don't think it even rained here. So it took a turn after it hit the coast.
Every time we tape Amateur Logic or Ham College, we stream it live, and we also have some hijinks going on in that chat room. So, pretty fun place.
And did we mention what day it was?
That is Friday the 13th.
Yeah. I think we know who we can thank for that.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mike.
Photoshop guy strikes again.
Yep.
I love those Photoshop pictures you do. They're pretty awesome.
Yeah, they really
I
are.
still want one of the. I think the Duck Dynasty one's probably my favorite one, and I'd pay good money for one like a big wall size.
Oh yeah, that one was good. Yeah,
it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I kind of like the. Well, I like the one where you were. No, that was the Christmas catalog, wasn't it? Where
with the potato gun?
Yeah, with
the Tommy gun.
The Tommy gun.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That was. All right, well, let's get on into the show here. Oh, by the way, this is going to be the last week that you'll see this radio and power supply.
Yeah, because she's going to my house.
No, not going to your house.
Oh, going to somebody's house.
Going to somebody's house.
My house?
No, not your house either. And not Mike's or Peter's. But, hey, we'll be announcing a winner here in just a little bit.
Yep.
A little later in the show tonight. So somebody's going to be really happy.
Yeah, so hopefully whoever wins it's in the chat room.
Well, James was saying he was... Go ahead, Mike.
No, I was just going to say we're waiting out for the 7610.
Oh,
we're holding out for that one.
Oh, you're going to wait and win that one?
Yep.
Okay.
I want that receiver. What's the receiver they just released?
That's the
receiver's pretty
8600.
Awesome.
Yeah. R8600. Yep. Which, well, we'll be doing some more of that in the future.
Definitely.
I have a feeling. Well, I've got an email here that came from one of our viewers, and I just happened to be using what he was talking about here. As a matter of fact, yesterday. No, not that.
I meant this. The blue can.
No, not that either. It's from Jim Ryan. He said, "Hello, Mr. Thomas," and I guess he was talking to my father. I'm not sure. But I enjoy your methodical approach to electronic radio communications on both AmateurLogic and Ham Nation. I'm studying for my technician exam and planning to build my own playing board projects. I used to obtain supplies from DigiKey, Jamico, Fordham, but of course Heath Zenith is gone. I'm writing to inquire where one can buy the Rigol oscilloscope. Can you point me in the right direction? And I was using my Rigol oscilloscope just, this week working on that transmitter. Here's where you can find it right here, tequipment.net. I bought my scope from there. I bought my spectrum analyzer from there, fluke meter. I've bought a good bit of gear from them. They usually have pretty good prices. Tommy, have you got an email over there?
Well, I just so happen to have one.
Okay.
If I can put these on, I'll be able to see it.
Good idea.
I've got one that says, this is from John and WA8YXM. Watching a recent, but not the latest AmateurLogic episode where you were talking about a program that lets your DV dongle access D-Star with a Mac and a mic, using a mic and speakers and headphones. Is there anything for Windows that lets you do that? Just a computer, a dongle, a headset, speakers / mic, kind of like you do with remote ham, and RC4 client, which I'm not familiar with that. Anyway, nothing has excitement like. That's a tagline.
Yeah,
I'm not going to read that.
You don't need to read
anyway, yeah, that's. I did a show on or a segment on that. The Dutch D-Star guys have a program called DV Node, and it works. And also, there's a new one out, Blue DV, which works with the DV3000 and the Thumb DV, a lot of those, and it's a pretty awesome program. PA7LIM has it, and if you Google, you can find that. They've got a Windows version, Android, Raspberry Pi, a lot of them.
Cool.
So there's a lot of support for that stuff now.
All right. Well, that's good information. Well, Emile, I think you've been working on something seasonal down there, haven't you?
I have, and it's seasonal to the use of some ambient spookiness with the Pi.
Okay.
Hello, George and Tommy. I just wanted to take a little time to show you that the Pi this year is going to be used for some ambient spookery. And by that I mean basically sound effects. The Pi has this program built in called Sonic Pi, which can be used to generate all sorts of interesting music, if not ambient sounds and effects. So just an example of that here is the little script I wrote, which is literally a 6-line code, and you might recognize this music from the segment where Tommy and George got abducted by aliens at field day. So with this and many other buffered type scripts, you can make pretty interesting background noises for your Halloween spookery. So I'm just going to run through another one here. These are all, very short scripts written by several people or me that actually come bundled with the Pi. They're part of Sonic Pi, and it's pretty interesting stuff, and definitely a good ambience if you're gonna have maybe set it out by the pumpkin or the candy bowl or wherever you're sitting, however you do your thing on Halloween. So while that's running, I'll also show the one of the things I found on you have the fireplace scenes for Christmas time. Well, there's also the spooky edition of the same. Here's a fireplace scene that I found. It's pretty interesting. It's literally 6 hours worth, which runs pretty good on the Pi considering it's HD. And it's some pretty spooky wind noises with some subtle lighting changes in this room, which has some very interesting objects in it. But again, ambience from this little Pi. Halloween, everyone. There are quite a few interesting videos on the YouTube front as far as this goes. Lots of good compilations. Plus, you could also play your own music with the OMX player that's built in, or your own MP3s or whatever you might have, wave files, sound effects. The OMX player is the command line version of the player that plays just about every format I could find so far and stick on this Pi. So, happy Halloween, everyone.
Wow, that was spooky, Emile.
I don't know.
You know, I've seen that Sonic Pi program on there so many times, and I've yet to run it, not one time.
Yeah, I ran it one time.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you get scared?
But, well, no, I didn't really get that far with it. Didn't have any speakers hooked to my Pi, so I gave up.
It's not what most people think at all. It's the guy who made it is an Englishman who basically wanted to teach kids how to program.
Yeah.
In Python, but the purpose of it is almost like the dance mix type music or trance type music, and you can edit as it's playing all these parameters. So that's where it comes in good for Halloween. You can mess with the delays, the not like the sound effects, but the actual way it's playing it. So it's different.
Yeah, it was really cool. I'm gonna have to go back and play with that song.
Where did you find that reverb?
That reverb was in Sony Vegas Studio when I rendered the video.
Okay, so you weren't in a haunted house.
No.
Okay, well, we just wanted some clarification on that. We weren't sure. Well, spooktastic, Emile. Great job. You know, the AmateurLogic swag gets around pretty good. Do I see some right now? Do I happen to spot some right here on the show?
I see some.
Yep.
I see quite a few pieces of it, actually.
Yeah.
You forgot you had some on?
I had some on. And you. Well, Mike, have you got on a hat up there?
I sure do.
And
I'm due for another one, though, I think. It's starting to get a little sun faded.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's more looking charcoal black these days than it is black. Originally, it was really a nice dark black.
Huh.
But it's seen a lot of use.
Yeah. Well, you know, the hat really gets around a lot. And, well, I've got a few examples here. You know, our friend John Baggett, K1BAG.
Yeah,
travels.
He's in the chat room.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's usually in there.
You know, he travels a good bit, and he follows the hat around. And the hat just happened to be...
Where'd the hat take him this time?
Peach Tavern. But he said there were no, you know, friends and family discounts, Peter. He was kind of...
Oh, wow. We'll have to talk with Peter next month when he gets back about that.
I wanted to show you something right here. This is a zoom on Peach Tavern, you know, where we were just at. See those bumper stickers in the background there?
Barely.
There's one there that says K-Pig.
Oh, cool.
You remember K-Pig?
Oh, yeah. I used to love to listen to that.
Yeah, me too. I used to be a big K-Pig listener. It says K-Pig 1510 AM. For a brief while, they had an AM signal in San Francisco, and apparently the bumper sticker somehow made it to Peach Tavern.
Yeah, I think they said Freedom, California.
Oh, yeah, it's in, I think that's where it's licensed too.
Okay.
Sort of in the Santa Cruz area, but, you know, I really used to enjoy listening to it. Well, I don't listen to it anymore, but...
Yeah, it was fantastic. You could hear things on there you just didn't hear on most other stations.
Yep. Of course, the hat didn't stop there. As I mentioned, you know, he's got a bone to pick with you too, Tommy. He's back at Tommy's joint, and still no friends of the family discount.
If you would have just let me know you were going, I would have called ahead.
You need to make a list of special friends there for the joint.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to. Just email me your call signs and if you're gonna be going, and I'll go ahead and call ahead.
And it was also, well, it was in Fort Worth, right there at the
cool.
Fort Worth Water Garden.
You were out there in my neck of the woods.
Yep. From there, it made a stop in Arizona, But you know, it's not just our friend Mike up in Canada and our friend John who have a hat and wear it around. There's another guy. I don't know if this guy.
There's a lot of people with the hats.
There are. This one right here, though,
man.
is
Ralph.
Yeah, our friend Ralph Mills. I can't remember his call sign right now.
AB10P. Yeah, OP.
You can't remember it, huh, George?
It worked good, didn't it? That was a good one.
I know you, and I almost fell for that. What's that, Mike?
Which blooper number is that?
Yeah, he said after 40 plus years of driving and 6.5 years of being a radio amateur, finally broke down, sent Maine State DVM $25 for vanity plates with his call sign, and he says at least it's plate numbers that he'll remember. And that is true, Ralph. You will remember those even if I don't.
Yep.
And look, you know, he's even got a matching tag there for the pedestrian mobile as well.
Sure does.
But
Awesome.
it doesn't stop there, Tommy. The swag continues.
The swag just keeps on coming.
Yep. Our friend Matt Bowman,
Yeah, I know Matt.
he was at Ham Radio Outlet
Yep.
right there. It looks like he's got your shirt on.
Yeah, look. Yeah. Thanks for sending it back, Matt.
Tommy kind of needed for the show.
Got it
tonight.
just in time for the show.
But the hat's an international traveler. You know, it doesn't stop at the Canadian border. You know, it doesn't stop at the Texas or California.
Oh, you mean it goes farther than that?
It goes farther than that. As a matter of fact, our friend Tomei, you remember Tomei,
I sure do.
from Finland. And I can't tell if he's got the hat on up under that or not. And I don't even know where he is other than, I believe it's Finland. Looks like he's on a tower or something. doesn't
It
it?
looks like it.
But, you know, so he sent a few pictures of where the hat's been over there.
Oh, yeah?
Sent me an email. He said, hello, George and Tommy and the rest of the crew. Where has the hat traveled? It's kind of a surprise. I can't tell what kind of animals those are attacking the hat there, but it says Finland.
Do they have drop bears in Finland?
It looks kind of like a drop bear, doesn't it?
It kind of does.
Is that a moose, Mike?
It's got antlers, I can tell you that much.
Yeah.
It's some kind of hybrid.
Yeah, it's got like the feet of a koala bear, and it's got antlers of a moose, and the
Eyes
body,
of a
I'm not sure.
mouse.
Yeah.
I know whatever's stuck on the head of that radio is scared of it.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. And I don't know if that's Coley, if that's how you pronounce that, if that's where the hat actually was. Maybe that's a city over there.
I don't know. Maybe he'll clarify for us.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll watch us, and
I'm sure he will.
he may be in the chat room. Sometimes he's in there.
You know, also the hat follows him to work some days as a paramedic.
Oh, cool.
There it is right there.
I didn't realize that's what he did.
Yeah, and he said also, he sent me another one. He said, the hat surprise again. Just found the hat preparing for WRTC 2018 competition with genuine German coffee maker.
Thanks for sending all those pictures in. The hat is really well representing, and the red shirt.
And the red shirt. Yep. Yeah, we saw some, we saw some a couple of weeks ago up at MFJ.
We
went
did. There
to
were several there.
To their 45th anniversary. Had a good time there, and we're going to be releasing that video soon. As a matter of fact, we'll have something we shot there a little later in the show, but we had so much MFJ video that we're going to put together just a special episode with that.
Yeah, it was a big time. I really enjoyed it. I hope I know a lot of you went. If you didn't get to go, you really missed a good time.
Oh yeah, really, really fun time. Saw a lot of good friends there. And
Made a few new ones.
made a few new ones as well. We will be back in just a moment. But speaking of MFJ, let's have a message. Want to sign up for the digital revolution and explore a whole new world of amateur radio excitement? The new MFJ1204 Universal USB radio interface is your ticket to easy digital operation. It's exceptionally quick to set up and use. There's no complex wiring or connectors required. Full USB plug-and-play connectivity, powered by USB port, so no external power supply is required. Dedicated onboard sound card, so your computer sound system is not used. Works with all digital modes using any of dozens of freely available downloadable programs. There's a complete line of interface cables to fit most popular radios, and it's perfect for base station, portable, or Go-Kit applications. Ham radio's digital era continues to expand as new modes emerge, and the good news is that you don't need to buy a lot of fancy new equipment to join the fun. All it takes is your existing radio, a computer, some free downloadable software, and a sound card-equipped USB interface like the MFJ1204 to get started. The MFJ1204 stands out because it's faster to set up and easier to use than any other USB interface on the market. The unit comes with no solder jumpers, pre-installed, and a cable designed to fit your radio model. If you change radios in the future, simply order a new cable for it and move a few simple jumpers. Connect the MFJ1204 to any available USB port on your computer and plug the appropriate interface cable into the back of your radio and you're on the air. No need to disconnect the microphone or fumble around with multiple patch cords. Convenient front panel controls for quick receive and transmit levels. The MFJ1204 supports virtually every data and digital voice mode available today. Whether you're thinking about exploring digital operations for the first time or you're a seasoned veteran, you'll find the compact MFJ1204 an exceptionally user-friendly and simple-to-use solution. To get on your way to enjoying the digital modes, visit mfjenterprises.com today. And thanks MFJ for sponsoring AmateurLogic. It really helps keep us going.
Yeah, it does. And that's just one product. This is amazing. They've got over 2,000 products.
And it seemed like it was just 1,000 just
yesterday.
Just yesterday.
Yeah.
But yeah, the
it's
catalog
growing.
just keeps growing. I don't think they ever drop anything. Everything they've ever made is pretty much still available, and they just keep adding more.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
But we did have a lot of fun there at the celebration. We're having our own celebration right here tonight, and I think I'm going to have another sip of my Ud Gut here. and while we're doing that, we've got a little segment here we want to call the Adventures of VE3MIC. Mike, everybody's been wanting to know, what have you been up to, buddy?
Well, George, I've been working on several different projects. As you know, I finished that Balun, but I never got around to making a video for part 2. I was talking to a friend the other day, actually, and I know Tommy and I have joked around about it being not cold enough to do antenna work and climb towers and such, but actually I've been meaning to replace my G5 RV with an off-center fed dipole, but the one edge of my property is pretty thick. It's basically just bush, and with all the foliage still being on the trees, it makes it pretty tough getting back in there to string the one leg of the off-center fed. So I've been waiting for the leaves to drop, and everything seems to be delayed about 2 weeks up here. By most years. Anyway, long story short, I started to do put together pieces of video for part 2, and the Balun. I never did test it out, but I did get around to doing some static tests with my little Fox Delta antenna analyzer, just to see what it would look like if I put a 200 ohm load on the output where the antenna would normally go. Of course, being 4:1, 200 ohms divided by 4 matches it up to 50 ohms at the feed point. There's a schematic. So basically, this one is a dual core, and you can see the blue line represents the feed point for the antenna, or I should say the antenna connection point. And again, that impedance is 200 ohms. So what we do when we want to test it is we put a 200 ohm resistive load on it. It's not 100%. And then this is the page of the website. It's a Fox Delta kit, and it's a pretty inexpensive. I don't think I've ever seen anything as inexpensive. So if you're looking for an analyzer that'll give you some idea of what your antenna looks like on the HF bands, for about $50, you can build it. There's a picture of the PCB, and all the surface-mounted components. There's only a couple. They're already pre-installed, so everything else is through-hole soldering. So there's no issues soldering it up. But anyway, I hooked it up to the 4-to-1 balun with a 200 ohm load on it, and you can see the plot there. And it's interesting because when you get to the next slide, there's that little spike there, and I'm not sure what that is. It's like something's resonant at that point, and I'm not sure what that's all about. But anyway, it's going to be interesting to see it when I finally get hooked up to an actual antenna, and then I'll sweep it again just to see what it looks like at that point. But with just the 200 ohm load on it, that's basically what it looks like. And if you notice, I don't know if you can see it too well on there, the very top, I guess to the left there, you've got basically 160 meters, 80 and 40, and then it starts to rise. It's pretty flat on 80 and 40. There's almost no detectable SWR that I was able to measure on it, so it's pretty low. And then it gradually gets higher as you reach the 10-meter band. And I think at the highest point of the 10-meter band, it's only about 1.8 to 1. It's really not that scientific, but at least it gives you an idea of what you're looking at when you connect it up to a load anyway. So I've been busy with that. And if you're looking for a real inexpensive antenna analyzer for about $50, it really gives you a nice indication of what your HF antenna looks like.
Okay, cool. And I assume the software for it's open source as well.
It is, yeah. You just download it right from their website. I think the fella who wrote the software is actually, I can't remember his call, but I think he's in Italy that wrote the software. So there's a number of people. It's part of an Infinity project. And there's different options you can get. You can get a Bluetooth module for it. You can get a nice LCD display. So if you don't want to hook it up, mine is just basically the standard kit, which you use a USB cable to connect to your laptop or computer to view the plots. But you can get LCD screens for it. You can get a Bluetooth option to view it on your smartphone or laptop wirelessly. So there's a few options there. But yeah, it's pretty neat. So that's one thing I've been working on. It'll be interesting once I get it connected to an antenna, what it looks like.
That's what really matters is you know how it works when you get.
Well, I took that approach too because I've never wound a balun, and I just basically wanted to see if I could do it. I got to say though, and I think I mentioned this the last time. By the time I purchased all the parts and you factor in your time, you could build a commercially built one for about the same price. Yeah. And but you get a little bit of satisfaction knowing that you made it yourself. Although, is it as good as a commercial balun? I don't know. We'll have to find out.
Yeah. Good question, because I really have not done those kind of tests on a commercial balun to compare against. So yeah,
and I don't have. This is the only 4-to-1 balun I have. So I'd like to stand it up next to a commercially made 4-to-1 balun just to see the difference. But I don't have one at the moment, so I haven't been able to do that.
So what else you been up to, Mike?
Actually, a couple of different things. My latest project has been this Ultimate 3 transmitter for Whisper. It does a lot of things and besides Whisper, but I think most people build them up for that particular digital mode. And it does QRRS and a whole bunch of other little weak signal digital modes as well. But I'm just going to open it up here so you can see that it's really actually a work of art. Hans is the designer, and it's all kind of modular. I don't know how well you can see that, but it's stackable boards, and on the end there, what I have here, that last board is an actual switching, band switching option. So basically, this little guy here will, depending on what filters you build, and you order the filters separately, and it's very reasonably priced. And I gotta say something before I forget. I always steered away from any project that involved winding toroid cores, and
I can't blame you.
After building these, honestly, I'm kicking myself for waiting so long because they're really not that hard. So anybody that's, anybody can do it. Basically, you just have to be able to count to at least 30 when you're winding them. And I found this to be helpful as well. This guy got off of eBay, and it's an inductance capacitance meter. And after I wound each toroid, it tells you how many turns to make on the toroid, and it also tells you what the inductance value should be. So when I was finished winding, what I would do is I would hook it up to this little meter and read the actual value. And you squeeze the coils, the windings a little closer together or spreading them apart, and that'll change the value of your inductance. So you can fine tune them. So I basically probably spent an additional couple of minutes on each one, and I tweaked them exactly to spec, and then I dabbed a little bit of nail polish on the windings just to hold them in place before I soldered them onto the board. But yeah, it's a pretty interesting kit. Now I haven't obviously got it together completely, so it's just waiting for. I've done all the electronics, all the printed circuit boards. That's all done. So it's just basically waiting for wire up and the infamous smoke test. So we'll see how that works out. But
so how many did you have to wind for that?
In total?
Yeah.
Well, each low pass filter has 3 toroids on it, so it has 6 bands, so 18, I guess.
Oh, wow.
I had to wind in total. So it covers. I've got 80, 40, 20, 15, 10, and 6 on here, and it will cycle through each band. And work that way.
Wow.
What else is going on? Oh yeah. Well, you fellas were down in Xenia this year.
Yeah.
And when I was down there, I picked up one of these open spot.
Yeah. Hotspots.
But I also was thinking about, wouldn't it be nice to use this in the car, because I'm not well served by I'm served by a D-Star repeater. But there's no fusion up here. There's some DMR up here, but overall not very well served by digital repeaters. So I thought, I'll try a hotspot in the car. So I found this TP-Link. It's a little miniature Wi-Fi router, and I've got it programmed there. You just put it in client bridge mode, and what I've got it set up to do is it will automatically, when I turn my cell phone on and set it for, there's a mode where you can turn the phone itself into a hotspot. It will connect to the wireless router automatically, and then, of course, that provides the internet connection for the open spot. So it works quite well.
TP-Link, huh?
Yeah, I've got one of those. I think it's a TP-Link 2030.
Yeah, this one's there's a couple of small ones like this. This one is yeah, that's it. It's a 2030 MR20 or 3020 rather.
Okay, dyslexia got me.
But yeah, they're not expensive either. I think they're around $30. And they run off of another interesting thing about it is they run off of they're USB powered. So I have USB power in the car. I just plug them in, And the nice thing about the open spot is it remembers exactly what you had it set for. So when you pull the power and plug it in the next time, it just reverts back to exactly the way it was before you powered it down.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. So it sounds like you're starting to catch up on some of your projects. You still got some laying around that are still in
I have
piles?
a box. I wish I could show you right now, but it's kind of buried. But I wrote on it, box of incomplete dreams is what's written on the top of the box. And it's just loaded. I think this is just 3 things out of about 25. So there's lots more to go.
Yeah. I've got, well, some of the box is overflown. I've got some in the box and some just scattered all the way everywhere. And some of them, well, I won't say how long I've had them. I'm starting to use a few of them every now and then. I bought a bunch of little microcontroller modules or shields or whatever you want to call them, Arduino boards and things to add-ons. Yeah. I've been starting to try to play with some of those. You know, they didn't come with any documentation, so you got to hunt it down on the internet and try to find the, you know, what works correctly with it. And sometimes that's a little bit of a challenge.
Yeah, I brought a bag of different Arduino boards home from Dallas this time.
Really?
Little Arduino Pro Minis and a whole bunch, several different ones.
Cool. Yeah. Oh, by the way, what were you saying, Mike?
No, I was going to say there's never enough hours in the day, that's for sure.
Yeah. I was going to mention, you know, we talked about it a while back. I don't know if we talked about it on the show, but we were talking about Micro Center, and I had picked up, a micro SD cable. That's what fits the Raspberry Pis in it. And it had a nice, convenient toggle switch on it. And I told you to pick me up some more of those if you went by and saw them.
And I forgot.
And
I was there this week.
That's a good thing. As it turns out, you know, I put a Pi in there in the house in the living room, and just for my own use, basically, so I could, you know, remote back into my computer out here in the studio. And one of my daughters has been using it. My wife's been using it. Everybody's using the Pi. But, you know, on the newer ones there's that little lightning icon that will, a lightning bolt.
Yeah, low current.
You know, I was seeing that. And I tried 2 or 3 different supplies, and all of them were rated at enough current. And, you know, I just kept getting it. But I would, you know, try them out here, and I wouldn't have that problem. And then it occurred to me, you know, the cable I'm using is that little one with the switch, and it's not that heavy a gauge, and there's too much resistance in that cable, too much loss of voltage and current out the end. So something to be aware there. Just because the connectors fit does not mean that it's going to work right with your Raspberry Pi 3.
Yep.
I got one of my other ones that didn't have the switch in it, put it on there and cleared everything up. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, Tommy, you've got something you shot for us this time. It's interesting looking.
Yeah, it's pretty neat
project.
stuff. Yeah. Some Raspberry Pi fun. All right, we got some exciting Raspberry Pi action going on here at MFJ anniversary. What's your name?
My name is Howard Nurse. My call is W6HN.
Okay, it's nice to meet you, Howard.
Yes, Tommy.
And yeah, tell us what you're going to show us.
Well, we're introducing a new product today for the Raspberry Pi. MFJ will be producing some hardware. I've been working on the software, and it's a very exciting new kind of idea for ham radio. It's called the RigPi Amateur Radio Server.
Oh, sounds pretty exciting. We do a lot of Raspberry Pi stuff on AmateurLogic, so it's just kind of perfect niche for our audience. Perfect ham product anyway.
It very much is. I have been doing software for 30 years, And this has been the most exciting experience that I've ever had with any project, to be able to use a Raspberry Pi as a full server. The power of what it can do, the digital mode operation that it can do, the logging, all the functions that we love as hams can be done on a 2.5 by 3.5 inch PC, or not PC, but Linux server.
Yeah, that's a pretty amazing little piece of hardware. I see you got a KX3 here. Well, is this going to work only with the KX3, or will it work with other radios as well?
That's a really good question. This happens to be a local Mr. Jew's K5FLU's radio, which he has loaned for today. But the program uses open source software. It will be available completely open to anybody that wants it and wants to tweak on it. But it includes the HamLib software library. So it supports over 200 radios, over 60 manufacturers. This is a collaboration of many hams that have put together the ability to control lots of radios, and makes connecting to radios very easy.
Yeah, well, that was a great answer. It's the one I was hoping to hear, because I know the HamLib stuff, supports a lot of hardware, so that's great news.
It does, and the product will have VoIP. Again, it's going to be using an open source program called Mumble. Mumble is available on Android, on iPhone, on Windows, and on Mac. But the beauty of it is that the Mumble server itself runs on the Raspberry Pi. So when you connect to it, you're not connecting to a server in Timbuktu through the internet. You can connect right to the Raspberry Pi board on a local ad hoc network and have up to 10 or 15 users, all of whom can listen in and talk to each other or to the radio, and they can text with each other. So there's another exciting development that the gaming community has brought to us as hams.
Oh, that's great. Great. We're looking forward to checking out your presentation. How long do you think before this is ready to hit the market?
It's going to be a couple of months. We just got the prototype boards. There are 2 boards that MFJ will be manufacturing. A CW board that uses the very popular K1EL WinKey chip. So if you have the ability to control the WinKey chip now with a program, you'll be able to tie in and directly control the CW keyer. That board is one board that MFJ will have. The second board is an audio board. The Raspberry Pi has rather limited audio.
Yeah.
And in fact, it doesn't have any audio input.
Right.
So we needed a way to solve that, and the popular way of doing that is with a USB dongle that provides audio in and out. But we needed more than that. We needed stereo in for some applications. We wanted transformer coupling in order to reduce the problems of hum, and we wanted push to talk, which the dongle won't provide. So by connecting up a microphone with a push-to-talk connection to the RigPi audio board, you can do push-to-talk from software.
Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah, it's a very versatile product. If you're an FL Digi fan, that'll run on the Raspberry Pi, and you can use this audio board. If you're using an Elecraft radio with IQ outputs, you can use the audio board with the Raspberry Pi as a spectrum analyzer.
Okay.
So it's got a lot of use.
Yeah, I bet you could. We tried to set up. Actually, George tried to set up I think it was SV Link, an Echo Link server. Actually, that board may actually work for that, because I think we had some issues
for Echo Link. Yeah, it's a great application. It works, of course, with Mumble, with lots of different VoIP services. I'm as part of my Comcat and Comcat Mobile software, I have a dedicated VoIP server that's set up with FreePBX and Asterisk, and this board works perfectly as a client for that. So you'll be able to connect to real big servers in the sky.
Oh, awesome. That's great. That's great news. Yeah, appreciate you taking time to talk to me, and we'll check out your presentation.
Great. Okay, so we have the tuner window, and across the top, the menu shows keyer, log, and settings. So I'll tap the keyer window, and again we see the bank of switches that we saw from the tuner window. There are 32 macros that are programmable by the user. band buttons and mode buttons. The box on the left is outgoing text that you want to send by CW, and the box on the right shows the actual transmitted text. So if there's a slight delay, you can see exactly what's being sent. The log window has my log, which has around 3,000 contacts in it, and it's all stored on the Raspberry Pi in a MySQL database. So you can do anything you want with that database using standard MySQL, actually MySQLi commands. Up here at the top we have a search box, so I can type a call in. If I can tap it, come on. And if I put my call in, W6HN, and do a search, it brought up the FCC information for W6HN, including name and address and city and state. But more importantly, if I close that, you see all contacts with W6HN. So that's one way you can filter contacts. If you're working DX and you want to make sure you didn't work the guy on 20 before, you can put his call in, do a search, and you'll see all the contacts you've made with that particular call. And finally, the settings window, which is really just in its formative stages, lets you use buttons to select radios and the port and the radio manufacturer and model. So if I tap the manufacturer switch, you can see this is from HamLab. There's a complete list of radios, and you can select any radio you want from that list. And then once you've selected it, you can select the radio. And so if, for example, we wanted Icom, I select the Icom manufacturer, and here are all the IC radios in the list, and this list goes on and on and on and on and on. So just about any Icom radio is supported, so you just tap that.
Most importantly, I see mine in there. So.
Yeah. And you set the port and the baud rate and the stop bits if you need to. That information is all contained in HamLab as default, so normally you don't even have to touch that. So that's a basic overview of the RigPi server, and what's important is that it's really a ham radio server. I don't know of any other software programs that allow you to connect multiple users to multiple radios and multiple VoIP users and texting users all to one server. So there's a lot of interaction that's available. Again, the RigPi doesn't need the internet to do all of this. You can use an ad hoc Wi-Fi network and do it locally over that Wi-Fi network without connecting to the internet. So the call sign lookup, the logging, the VoIP, the tuning, the radio control, they're all done over the ad hoc Wi-Fi network without requiring some kind of a router and an outside gateway to the internet. Pretty exciting stuff.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing it with us.
You're welcome. Thank you for asking and showing.
That's a pretty neat little device.
Oh yeah, it's cool. And he did a really nice job on the software.
Oh yeah, it looked impressive.
When he was hitting those buttons, it looked like it wasn't responding, but it's kind of hard to hit those from up above and on the side like that. But yeah, it's really, really nice. He did a super job. I'm looking forward to that coming out.
Yeah. Hey, you know, it's on a Raspberry Pi. It's open source. He did say open source, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so,
he sure did.
You know, if somebody wants to do some additions to it or something, they're free to do that. MFJ will have the hardware. I don't think you need both of those boards, do you? You can use both.
I don't think you need both of them. I think you mainly need the audio board with the keyer on it.
Yeah. What do you think about that, Mike?
I want one.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty reasonable price too, from what it looks like.
Yeah. Yeah. Emile, it runs. Go ahead, Mike.
Are you familiar with the Lime SDR at all? Are you familiar with that?
I've heard the name, but I don't remember really looking at it.
It's like the Hack RF. You've probably heard of that one.
Uh-huh.
It's SDR. It will transmit as well, but they have a Kickstarter on right now because I mean most of them are upwards $300 and up from there. That you can get up to I think over $1,000. But they're making a mini version of the Lime SDR. It has 2 inputs on it instead of the normal 4, but it's going to sell for about $99. So that's going to be, I think, the next kind of interesting little piece of hardware that hams are going to want to get their hands on and mess around with.
So that's basically Hack RF for $99.
Pretty much. In fact, the transmitter chip that they used in the full blown Lime SDR. It's the same chip, the same transmitter chip or transceiver chip, I should say, as their bigger model, but it's about a third of the cost.
Oh wow, that's pretty interesting. Yeah. That pans out. I'll be getting one of those right away.
Speaking of Howard,
yeah,
it's an interesting backstory to this guy.
Yeah, no doubt. Thought we had finished our interview, but George tells me there's something interesting about your family history and some ties with ham radio.
Yes, thank you for asking. And not everybody knows it. It's something I don't talk a whole lot about. But my dad was Dave Nurse, W8GCD. And my dad, was president of Heath from 1964 till about 1981. So he, right in the heyday of all the SB line and all that very large output of great products.
Oh, yeah, that's incredible. That's stuff's just kind of ham radio, like that's a big part of the history.
It very much is, and no matter who I talk to that is kind of in an age group, they always say, "Oh my gosh, you're connected to Heathkit." I remember I put a Heathkit together, or my dad did, or my brother did, and most of the engineers that were educated after about 1970 or so were probably all got started in ham radio with Heathkits. I did.
Oh, that's an incredible story, and I'm sure you got probably a gazillion of them from coming up around all that stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was fun. It was like a kid in a candy store. I would go back to visit my folks. I was in school by that point, but I go home on summer holidays and or summer break and holidays, and spend my time in the Heath lab, in the engineering lab with the engineers. And I got to see so many interesting products that never made it to market, and heard so many good stories about things, the lore of Heathkit and all the things that happened during those years. It gave me a whole nother insight into what a great company Heathkit was.
Oh yeah, I don't own any Heathkit gear right now, but if I ever run across some, I'll probably try to pick some up at a ham fest somewhere. If anybody gets rid of it, most people hang on to that stuff.
That's right. Yeah, and if I find somebody that's sort of that era and was buying Heathkits in those years, I always say, "Thank you. You helped send me to school." So it was a great start to my career as an engineer.
Yeah, well, that's a pretty awesome story. I really appreciate you sharing with us.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, he's seen some cool stuff.
You know he has. Wow.
One of those is at the Hawkins Middle School Media Lab.
Yep. As a matter of fact, I used a piece of Heathkit gear today. It's my Heathkit frequency counter. Nixie tube frequency counter.
Nixie tubes. Wow.
Nixie tubes.
Wow.
All the segments still work in it, and the thing is calibrated and accurate.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's not battery powered.
No. It's a little big and heavy for that. But yeah, that he must have had fun as a young man.
Oh, you know it.
Yep.
Probably had access to some cool toys.
Oh yeah, bound to have. Well, Emile, I think you've got a Facebook post here you wanted to share with us, don't you?
I do. It's from our fellow ham, and I guess one of your neighbors over there, Frank Howell, I believe is K4FMH.
Yep.
Somewhere there, over there in Ridgeland. And he mentioned an article and shared an article about a new Super Blend 17 super fancy Vegemite mix. And, you know, I got to tell you, I don't know if that's going to make 17 meters work any better or the rotor that spins, but I did notice that Peter had a comment that he said it was high-class axle grease, so it looks like they're moving up.
Yeah, I noticed someone else there commented that he lived in Australia and he had never heard of that blend before.
Yeah, it's non-water soluble.
Like the other, I think, was pretty much. Yeah, well, you know, there's just...
I know I'm not trying it from what I'm hearing.
No. Well, I mean, it didn't kill us.
You never
We're
know.
still here.
No, something could show up here. You just never can tell about stuff like that.
Yeah, you just don't know. Somebody could
Stranger things have shown up here before.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Where are we at on the show rundown here tonight, Tommy? I believe a lot of people are... Well, I think they're going to enjoy what we do here next. But first, we just need to take a quick break, get a message from Icom, and then come back, and we're going to have to dispose of this radio
Dispose of. That's kind of a harsh word.
It is. It feels harsh, too.
Heard it, worked it, logged it. It's time to get the transceiver best suited for your lifestyle. Icom offers a variety of high-performance and innovative products. See how you can make the most out of this contest season with one of these. Ideal for the ham on the go, the IC-7300 is a high-performance HF transceiver with a compact design. Don't miss a weak signal with a combination of a waterfall function and real-time spectrum scope. RF direct sampling, 15 discrete bandpass filters, large 4.3-inch color touchscreen, real-time spectrum scope, and SD memory card slot. The IC-7851 will give you the competitive edge you've been looking for. Raise the bar and hear what others cannot with this HF 50 MHz transceiver. Reciprocal mixing dynamic, crystal clear local oscillator design, spectrum scope, dual receivers, digital voice recorder, and more. Can't wait for the IC-7610? The IC-7600 is still available and at a great price. Following in the footsteps of Icom's flagship radio, the IC-7600 offers intuitive operation and the latest DSP technologies. Digital IF filter, dual DSP, 5.8-inch ultra-wide TFT display, high-resolution real-time spectrum scope, and more. Visit IcomAmerica.com/amateur for more information on all the great Icom radios.
And thanks, Icom, for sponsoring AmateurLogic and for supplying the major portion of our 12th anniversary contest prizes here.
Yep, that bad boy right there.
They're making really awesome radios.
Oh, yeah, and making, that's a good point too, Emile.
Best receivers I've ever owned.
Yep. Well, we're about to do the drawing here and announce a winner. So let's just run over the prizes real quick. It's the Icom IC-7300. Probably most everyone out there by now is familiar with this radio. It's the first Japanese ham radio manufacturer to release a software-defined radio, and it's that one right there, the IC-7300.
Yeah, it's a nice one too. I had one at the house. Like I said before, played with it a while, and really hurt to have to send it back.
Yeah, we used them at Field Day. Not this year, but the previous year. They performed great. You know, I like the color.
Yeah, I like the color's nice on it.
But it's got the touchscreen too.
The receiver on it's fantastic.
The receiver is good.
It's awesome.
And you know, I have an IC-7700. This thing right here is so similar to it in operation. I mean, just immediately I knew how to operate it. Performance-wise, you know, this thing knocks it out of the ballpark. That price of radio, there's nothing else that can touch it right now.
Yeah, and once you get used to using the SDR on the display there, you will not want to get rid of it, because I got so spoiled to that.
Once you've got a nice pan adapter on a rig,
that is the only way to fly.
Yeah,
it's still in Sherwood's. I think it's still in the top 20. What is it, number 13 or something like that on Sherwood's hot receiver list?
Probably so. And you know, there's other radios out there that sell for 10 times, you know, what that one does.
I couldn't believe I was at Field Day, I think 2 years ago, and that's what we were using as our primary state. I couldn't believe how light it was. I thought I picked the radio up and it's like there was nothing inside it. It was pretty amazing.
Very, very nice radio. Someone's really going to enjoy that. Of course, we've got a power supply to go with it too. What is that, Tommy?
That's the MFJ 4230 MVP 12 volt 30 amp power supply.
And it's a compact little switching supply there. It's got a little weight to it, but it's very small. This one has the bonding post on the front, as well as it's got a couple of pair of Anderson power pole connectors here on the rear. Real convenient to hook up. Variable voltage control on it.
Yeah.
Built-in meter that can be switched between voltage and current. So everything you could want in a nice compact package there.
Yeah, that'll probably be my next power supply. I really like the size of it.
Yep. You're going to need an antenna too, so we've got one of those MFJ cobweb antennas that we've been talking about. It's the MFJ 1835 5-band cobweb antenna. It's really small for an HF antenna and performs well.
Yeah, that's great. I used it at Field Day.
Is it too late for me to resign and enter?
It is now, because the entry's closed.
A couple of days ago.
Yep. Of course, you're going to need some coax, so MFJ is going to throw in 100 foot of MFJ's RG8X coax. Comes with the connectors installed on it, but and this is this just bumps it up to a whole nother level here.
Be glad the coax comes with connectors already on it, because you probably won't want to put these bad boys on there.
That's the
side behind Mike.
AmateurLogic commemorative faux gold.
Faux gold. These were a major award this year.
They were a major award. And Arnie had his still hung around his neck.
He did. Arnie represents so well.
Yeah.
He actually gave us...
Any idea what the total number you handed out last year, or this past Hamvention?
I don't know, the whole bag.
I really don't know. We
ended up having to get some more.
Yeah, we had to kind of look around to find some more, because they weren't in that good a supply.
They're hot items now, so they're hard to come by.
And we're running low too.
Well, actually, we really are.
Yeah. We've got another prize that goes with all of that, and that is this right here. It's the Heil ProSet IC. It's Heil ProSet headphones, especially designed. Here, hold this over there. Maybe you can see it a little better. Specially designed to work with Icom rigs.
Very nice. Put it in front of the red shirt, you can see.
Nice set of headphones there from Bob. It's also got the phasing switch on the side of it there. Allows you to switch phase on one of the ears, and sometimes that'll help one signal pop out of a pileup and come to the top. So
yeah, these are very nice. I'd actually like to have a pair of these myself
super
too.
Comfortable too. What do you think? Are those comfortable?
Can we try them?
Yeah, you can try them.
Let's look at my nose. Yeah, they are. I like them.
Yeah.
Just put these right here.
No, we can't do that. We got to get it with the radio. So
I feel like I went deaf all of a sudden, Mayor, but...
Yep. So thanks, Heil Sound, for a nice set of headsets there. And I believe I believe that's everything you need for an HF station, isn't it?
Well, you got those
so.
2 beers right there.
We got the 2 beers, but I got to tell you, I've only drank about that much of this one. It's there's something to the expiration date thing we were talking about.
Is it? Well, the top's still on mine, Wayne, so you're still safe. You can come back, get them.
Yep. So I guess it's time to give it away.
Now that I can hear again.
Yep. All right. Just before showtime tonight, we drew a random number.
Yep, we did.
We went through all the entries, and it took us a while because we couldn't figure out. Well, we had to count down and find.
We had to go old school.
We had to go old school and pull out a calculator to figure out how far down the list we needed to go. But we ended up hand counting them and got the exact winning entry here.
Drum roll, please. The winner is Ed Thomas, WD8 KCT from North Canton, Ohio. Congratulations, Ed.
Congratulations, Ed. And no, I'm not kin to him. Don't know him.
I didn't even put that together. I think it's Ed George Thomas.
No, it's
No.
it's not me. Well, congratulations, Ed. We'll be getting in touch with you, and we'll be getting this package out to you. It kind of brings a tear to your eye, I know, Tommy, to see the radio go.
It does. I'm kind of getting accustomed to it.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody's saying congrats, Ed, over there in the chat room. Well, I'm in a giving spirit tonight.
Somebody said rerun. You had mentioned it because I have to go back and look, but I'm not so sure the last year's winner wasn't in Ohio too. It may have been.
It could have been. I don't.
But
remember
it's totally
random.
Was it Ed?
No, it wasn't Ed.
No, no, definitely wasn't Ed. So we don't know Ed.
It was Ed Tommy Martin last year.
No, it's not him either. No. Wow. Congratulations, Ed. Well, why don't we give away a few consolation prizes here?
I got a half-drink beer here we can give away.
No, yours is full.
Actually, mine is full.
Yeah.
I can't drink that.
We'll include it as a pair, though. We'll give you this other one.
The partially used one.
Partially used one. Sure, they're a little expired, but, No, actually, we've got a few things here that we've collected in the studio that we've been looking for a good time to pass it on. And really, I kind of hate to depart with this one right here, Tommy. It's a real classic. We gave away some of this last year.
Yeah, we sure did. We still got a little bit of it left.
What do you think? Genuine
crime scene tape.
Yeah,
crime scene tape
of AmateurLogic crime scene tape from Dayton Hamvention when we were.
If you get that, you just have to send us a picture of when you use it, what creative use you had for it.
Yes, and there's quite a few. Neckties, headbands.
We've tried them all. We tried tying Ray up with it to hang on to one of the radios. It didn't work well for that.
It's not good for
putting it across your monitor during a live stream.
Yep. No. So anyway, we'll be shipping this out to someone. I'm just gonna jump in the list of emails that we got here and just randomly click on somebody, and that somebody is Eddie Carroll, KD4BAS in Morganfield, Kentucky.
Okay, this random generator is Ed weighted. We got Ed and Eddie. Can I guess who's going to be next?
Edward.
I'm just going to send me a copy of this. So
I've got it.
Okay. So, Eddie, yeah. You'll have some enjoyment out of this. Probably not as much as you would out of the radio.
Yeah,
But hey,
yeah, but it's still,
yep,
you're a winner.
you're a winner. All right, next up. Well, I just happen to have, and you know, this is not for everyone. The reason is because of the size, but I've got a nice Heil Sound t-shirt here.
Cool.
Still hermetically sealed in the bag.
Hermetically sealed.
Yeah. And to go with that, I've got a Heil Sound cap.
Man.
And now the t-shirt is large. That's the only size I got.
Okay. Well,
So you
it'll
guys
do.
that need the 4X and all, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you ain't talking my kind of large.
Yeah, this is all we got. So the hat, it's one of those stretchy hats. You know,
Yeah.
supposed to one size fits all. Well, that's if your head is small or medium. But that's all I got. So
So there it is.
somebody that can wear a large T-shirt with a small head.
No more for you. Give me that.
Yeah, take that beer away from him.
Yeah, I only had a couple of sips. So anyway,
I can see another half-speed theater coming up pretty soon.
yeah. All right, the Heil Sound T-shirt and hat.
Okay.
I'm just going to randomly pick someone out of the list of entries here,
Edward.
and it's Larry. Let's see, who is Larry?
Larry, Ed.
Larry Kroll, Ed0AMP, in Colorado Springs. Okay, congratulations, Larry. You're gonna, and we hope that you can wear a large size T-shirt and a small size medium hat.
Or if you've got a kid,
Yeah, yeah. You know,
okay. I'm gonna set this back here until we.
All right. Faith has been restored in the number generator.
you
Pick
get
the
him
Larry.
written down there.
Yep, I got him.
Okay. All right, next up, what have we got here? We've got a good prize coming up yet, so, you know. A couple of
Those
good
were great
prizes.
prizes.
Yeah. Well, I know you really don't want to depart with these because you forgot to bring them tonight. But you're going to have to cough them up.
Yep. Got another pair of these bad boys right here.
The faux gold PL259s.
Never had solder on them. Never,
It's Tommy
never
George's
will.
liquidation sale. Everything must go.
Well, it's either that or have a garage sale.
Yep. So these random drawing, and it's not an Ed, not an Ed Emile.
All right.
All right, these.
We need a Bob. We need a Bob.
A Bob. Well, how about a Ricardo?
Okay.
All right, Ricardo
Well, yeah.
Ramirez,
Ramirez.
A14EJ, in
Wait,
Orlando, Florida.
what's that called again?
KI4EJ. All right, and congratulations, Ricardo.
And I'm just hanging on to these things like I really don't want to let them go.
I hate to even think about, you know, how they would act, you know, in all that saltwater environment down in Florida.
And if you have a creative use for these too, you can send pictures of that too. So
True. We're going to have to buy some more of those things.
we need to get a big old barrel of them.
Yeah.
A wheelbarrow full, Tommy?
Yeah.
Well, you know how much I like to give away Gordo stuff.
And that's good stuff.
Yeah, I just happen to have some of Gordo's books over here. This one right here is Gordon West Technician Class study guide. He's also got a general class and an extra class available.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just going to give you your choice, the winner here, of whichever one of Gordo's books that you'd like to have.
Yeah.
A great way to study for your exam. We highly recommend it. We refer to them frequently with our Ham College program there. And, well, let's pick out another winner. And it's going to be Jeff Corey, KJ6RDC. KJ6RDC. And he's in Rigby, Idaho. And he just happens to be a technician, so...
You probably want a general.
You'll probably want a general study guide. So Gordo will be in touch with you on that, Jeffrey. And
Do we get the special edition with all the Ham College tabs?
With all the sticky notes in there?
no, not unless Gordo personalizes it. This is my personal copy here. It's Tommy's too. It's autographed to George and Tommy. Best 73. I can't read that, but I know it says.
It says Gordo.
6NOA. Yeah, Gordo. Right there.
Nice.
So one of Gordo's books there.
Yeah, you don't get that one.
All right. What else we got? Well, we got a few things left here.
KM4NOL in the chat room. Bonnie says, "Don't forget the ladies."
Yeah, well,
Do ladies like warm beer?
all right. This next one here, and I've been wondering what we could do with these.
There's a few here that are ladies probably like to have.
Yeah. So I've got some bumper stickers that have collected here. That some of them folks are really kind of wanting.
Yeah.
And they've been in short supply. This one is from Icom. It says Tesla was right. And
Yes, he was.
we've got several of those, so we're going to send you a bumper sticker pack. You'll get one of these. You'll also get an Icom Ham on Board sticker. And an Icom Nice Night for a Moon Bounce sticker. And I even happen to have some Heil Sound stickers here too. So let's give away some of those. We'll just send them a pack.
The whole stack?
Well, no, we'll send them one of each.
Okay.
But let's send this to let's give out 4 of those packs.
Okay.
First one, I tell you what, I am just going to just randomly scroll through the chat there, and I'm not looking, I'm just going to tap on somebody, and it's NN7X Lee. All right, so Lee, we're going to be sending you a bumper sticker pack with the 3 different Icom bumper stickers there and the Heil Sound stickers, and I think I've probably got some others around here too that we'll include in there. Sure, not as nice as getting a radio, but it's, we got to get rid of them somehow.
Well, they're pretty cool. A lot of people want them.
Yeah, a lot of people want them, especially that Tesla one there. They had run out of those in Huntsville, I think, and those were the last ones.
Is there an Icom everywhere one? I
No,
see
don't.
Amy was asking about that.
No, don't have that one.
Yeah, we don't have that one, Amy.
All right, let's do that again. That was pretty nice. I'm just going to kind of just scroll through the names there in the chat room. I'm just going to tap without looking. And
The bot.
Look who came up.
I'll be.
Yep. Jerry, AI6TK. Well, Jerry, we know you already own an IC-7300, so we'll just send you some bumper stickers here, and you can stick them on some of your projects or your vehicles or whatever you want. An assortment from Icom, Heil Sound, and whatever other ones we've got here. And we'll do that 2 more times. Let's see. Oops. KM4ZCU.
And Lee says he'll send pictures, so that'd be great.
Yeah, cool. KM4Z Charlie Uniform.
Is there a name? No name?
No name. He just...
I can look him up if you want.
Sign. Yeah, look him up there, Emile.
All right.
So,
Jeffrey Bearden, Oxford, Alabama.
oh, okay. Yeah, we know
Oh,
him.
yeah.
Yeah.
I should have recognized the call sign.
So how many bumper sticker packs have we given away there?
That's the third one.
The third one. All right, let's do that one more time. You're not going to believe who came up.
Ed.
George Thomas.
Yeah, W5JDX George. No,
So-
that's not going to work. That's just, let's do it again.
Wait, it didn't even scroll.
Kent,
It's like hiding.
K9AEE. Okay. Congratulations, Kent. You'll be receiving an envelope in the mail from AmateurLogic. Okay, Tommy, let's. You've got another nice prize there. I don't think it's got a battery in it. No, we're not. Those are Wayne's. We can't really give those away.
Got a nice MFJ clock.
That's the MFJ 148RC. The battery is not included, so we didn't have a chance to put the battery in before the show because we just took it out of the box. But that's a dual 12 or 24-hour clock. You can put your local time zone on one side, UTC on the other side. It's got a built-in 10-minute ID timer.
And a light.
Yeah, and it's radio controlled, so it automatically updates itself.
Yeah,
Yes,
I've got one of these. I really like it.
Yeah, I like it too, and I have one. So let's pick another random winner here, and it's Stephen DeVoe, KB2SIX in Troy, New York. All right, congratulations, Stephen.
Yeah, congrats. You'll like that.
Yep, we'll be getting that out to you.
Well,
And I got one more prize here, Tommy.
Uh-oh.
Yep. And this one matches those PL259s over
if
there.
you can believe it, anything can be that stylish.
Well, it is, and you know,
Were they gold-plated SO239s?
no, it's a little nicer than that.
But that would be a perfect match.
It's a Heil Gold Elite microphone.
Ooh.
Very nice.
Ooh.
Very nice.
Hey now.
And this is not just one that's just happened to be sitting around here collecting dust. Bob sent me this to give away.
Yeah, that's a very nice mic.
Yep. It's the Gold Elite microphone. It's got a couple of switches on here. It's got one that says narrow or wide, so you can select if you're going to rag chew, flip it over to wide there. If you want to break a pile up, flip it over to narrow, and it tailors the response of the microphone to work in either of those conditions. Plus, there's a push talk button on it as well. So the Heil Gold Elite, Nice microphone from Heil Sound. And feels good too. It's the same size as the PR22s that we use.
Yeah, sure does.
And it matches the gold PL259. So actually, I think it's a little shinier than they are.
It is.
All right, let's pick out somebody over here. Just another random out of the contestants. And it's, who is this? Mike Harrison, K0 Zulu Sierra in Troy, Missouri.
Well, congrats, Mike.
Yep.
K0ZS. You're gonna really like the microphone. It's very nice.
Yeah, you will. Nice microphone. All right, Tommy.
I'm
wondering, is that the one with the two separate elements in it, George? Do you know?
Let's see.
Let's take it apart and see.
Yes, it is. Dual element studio mic.
Yeah, the narrow works really good for breaking through a pileup.
Yeah. Defining the standard for amateur radio communications. Gold Elite. I didn't realize there were two elements in there, but I guess if I would have looked at the box, I would have quickly discovered that. And it comes with the mic clip and the windscreen. So, can't really see the windscreen on a black background there, can you?
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, that's very, very nice, Mike.
Okay. Well, we're worried about having enough to fill out an hour-long show tonight, and we didn't have any trouble doing that.
Oh, no.
So, appreciate everyone joining us there tonight. And, you know, if we could, we'd send everybody a new IC-7300.
Or a beer.
Or one of Wayne's beers. But we can't do that.
No,
so,
he wouldn't let us.
Congratulations to our lucky winner there again, Ed Thomas. And his call was...
WD8KCT.
Okay, Ed. We'll be getting in touch with you. Thanks, everyone, for watching AmateurLogic. And it's hard to believe it's been 12 years now since we started this.
Yeah. Think we'll go 12 more?
Might as well, kind of, you know.
I don't have anything else to do.
Me neither, really. You probably need to drink that beer because it won't be any good in another 12 years.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, well, Wayne will get it at field day when he comes back.
All right. Well, any final parting thoughts for our viewers tonight, Tom?
No, but congrats to all the winners. There were a lot of winners tonight, and I appreciate you guys hanging with us for 12 years. And hopefully we'll be around for quite a few more to come.
Yep. Sorry, Peter couldn't be with us tonight for this celebration. I know he wanted to be here, but just, you know, really a little under the weather and didn't think
you know, that's the first time he's called in sick since he's been here with us.
I think it has been, yeah.
Yeah. He's been with us about 10 years, pretty close to it.
He's been almost, for the full ride.
Yeah.
He's been here a long time. Emile, good to see you again tonight. And, you know, you scared me right out of my socks a while ago with all the spooky effects there. I'm going to have to plug some speakers into my Pi and go play with Sonic Pi a little bit.
Yeah, go play with Sonic Pi. But in all seriousness, happy anniversary. And what an awesome thing. I know I've been one of the shorter term members, but it's been a ride and still enjoying it.
Well,
we appreciate you being with us.
You bring a new level of quality and cheapness to the program at the same time. You know, where else are you going to get that? You know, we appreciate what you do for us, and
it's hard work being a cost compliance officer.
It is. It is. You know, somebody's got to do it though. Well, Mike, it's really good to see you around this time, and we're glad you could join us on such short notice.
Well, it's been a pleasure, and congrats. 12 years, wow. I mean, you think about most most TV shows don't last even 8. If they last 8, that's something. But 12 years, wow,
Yeah.
that's incredible.
Yeah, it's, nobody's run us off yet, you know.
Yeah.
So
And you still have sponsors.
we still have sponsors, so
Good ones.
yeah, good ones too, and we still got people watching. So well, I guess we just keep doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, as long as you guys keep watching, well,
Yeah.
pretty sure we'll keep making them.
Yep. I did want to ask you one thing though, Mike. What about the moose? Is it time for the moose to come in yet?
Well, you know, I was talking to a ham friend of mine the other day, and as I was mentioning earlier, things seem to be a bit delayed by about at least a couple of weeks. In fact, most of the leaves are still on the trees. In fact, there's probably more green leaves on the trees than there is, you know, brown and yellow and red. So things are about 2 weeks late this year. Although I think I was mentioning offline that I went from central air about a week and a half ago because we were having a heat wave. It was in the high 80s. And night before last, it went down to below 40 degrees. So quite a change.
Wow.
But I noticed the squirrels are starting to squirrel away and forage. So it's probably not long before we're going to see the moose wanting to come in out of the cold.
Yeah.
Man, we're still mowing the lawn down here.
Yeah.
I actually got to do mine tomorrow morning.
Wow. Well, will you come back and join us again? Let's do it again sometime.
Sure will.
Okay.
Thanks, George.
Yes.
Thanks, Tommy.
Yeah, it's good to see you again, Mike.
Thank you. And my final parting words of wisdom. I don't really have any except, well, one of my old bosses taught me a little bit about string theory. It's been over 20 years ago, and I can barely remember it. But I just wanted to pass it along. You know, if a piece of string has one end, it usually has another.
Wow.
Somebody can use that.
That's quite profound.
Well, it was. You know, it really left a mark on me.
I have one bit of wisdom that this was on my wife's desk. I don't know if you can see it or not.
Yeah, what
is that coming through okay?
Yeah, it's...
I can't quite make it out because the monitor's sort of small.
I'll just read it. It says, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right.
Wow.
That actually is very true.
Yeah.
And I got a Halloween joke. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. What kind of birds stick together?
I don't know. What kind of birds do stick together?
Velcros.
Oh.
Check, please.
Yeah. You know, I kind of like the pie segment better, Emile. Well, thanks for being here, everyone, and hope you have... Well, we won't be back again till after Halloween. So have a happy
Halloween, and maybe we'll see a couple of you around Halloween for Ham College.
Yep. Yeah, that's true. That'll be coming up at the end of the month.
Mm-hmm.
We're studying for the general now, so...
Who knows? Maybe we'll pass it.
I don't want to have to take it again. So. No, actually, we're having a good time there, and might get a lot of new hams.
Yeah, we've gotten a lot of encouraging emails about it, so glad you guys are liking that.
All right, 7-3, everyone.
Yeah, 73. See you next time.
7-3.
73.
Hi, welcome to AmateurLogic, episode 109, I believe, isn't it? Well,
if you say so.
I guess we need to do that again. he's had a couple of different things going on. I think he had a chest cold, he said, and some kind of gastronomical problem. We don't really even want to talk about that. It's been one of those weeks, though. I tell you, for me, I've had, I've spent a lot of time at one of my transmitter sites, had some issues out there. The gate come open and the cows got in the wrong pasture. It's just been a real ordeal all week. And I'm not lying on that one.
Did that really happen?
Yeah, that really happened.
Do you have to go chase them out?
With genuine German, let me say that again. With genuine German coffee maker.